So, Matt, how exciting and how terrifying is it to bring um, one of our most loved superheroes to the screen?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any way you can make a Batman movie without approaching it with a at least a pretty healthy dose of terror. Because the thing is, first of all, I mean, I've loved the character since I was a kid, like Adam West, 1966. 66 is the year I was born. So like I was obsessed with Batman from almost from birth. I love Batman. And then, as someone who loves the cinema, I feel like there have been a lot of great Batman movies. So to approach it and feel like, okay, this is exciting because I'm getting to do the character. That part is very exciting. But then you know that the bar is very high, and you know that that's true for the fans as well because the character's so beloved. So it's vaguely terrifying.
And what was your biggest challenge on this movie, while making this movie?
Well, I mean, one of the things I wanted to do is I felt it was important to make sure that this was distinctive and different. I wanted to give the audience everything that they, of course, are expecting from a Batman film. You need to have the spectacle and you need to have the Batmobile chase. But I really wanted to lean into the world's greatest detective side that I felt had not been done in the movies, at least not in terms of it being the main plot of the story. So he's really a detective, and he's on the trail of this case, and being a detective in a cowl and cape is an unusual way to do detective work. And so that part of it was challenging, was to find the way to make that seem kind of real. And what's so exciting about that idea of doing that sort of tone is that it allows you to do some things that take the movies into other tones too, because there's a bit of the story, there's a serial killer story. So it's very suspenseful. There's kind of a thriller aspect, and there's actually, to a degree, a level of horror. So all of that gives the movie a lot of sort of tonal depth, which is very exciting.
And then we have Robert Pattinson. I mean, did you have Robert? You had Robert in mind for this part,
I
didn't you?
did.
How did you persuade him to do it?
Well, I was obsessed with the idea that it would be Rob. And at a certain point, I thought, oh my God, I hope this isn't folly. I hope I'm not writing a role for an actor who has no interest in playing it. And given all of the really interesting independent films he'd been doing, I had no idea if he'd want to play Batman. But what was interesting was then my producer, Dylan Clark, had a general meeting with him. And at the general meeting, Rob asked about it. And then suddenly I started getting the sense that, well, wait a minute, I'm not the only one that loves Batman. Apparently Rob loves Batman. And so it was fated, I guess. We met in the middle because he was like, well, I know you're doing Batman. I love Batman. I was like, I love Batman. And we really connected. And it was a great experience making the movie with him. He's a wonderful actor. He's amazing.
Great. I've only got 2 minutes left with you, so
Yeah.
let me quickly get on. So you filmed part of it in London.
Yes.
What was that like to be filming here in the capital?
I was great. I mean, it's interesting because, the pandemic hit and I was supposed to be here for 6 months. I was here for a year and a half. And I will say, coming back now, it's like returning to a place that kind of became home for us. My family was here with me, and I loved working here. And I thought that everybody here, the craftsmanship, the crew, the people who were working on the film in London, they're the best people I've ever worked with. They were just amazing.
And what are you hoping an audience to take away from this movie?
I mean, I hope that they're going to have an exciting, thrilling, emotional, scary uh, experience with Batman. See something that feels like the character that they've loved, for all these years, but in a way that you've never seen it. And that to me that's the biggest takeaway that I hope people have coming to the movie.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Matt. You're
My
brilliant.
pleasure.
And good luck with the film
Thank you.
tonight, because you're doing a special screening. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a BFI screening. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.